The Sagittarius full moon is arising among us. So let's do some somatic astrology. The moon is the breast, the chest, and the stomach, those vulnerable parts of us. What's been stirring up inside of us? What have we stomached? What can we no longer stomach? What is this density Cancer, the moon? Because Jupiter's now in Cancer, and the moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, so it's just showing you the connection. It's showing you what is slowing you down. And that could be anything from physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, wherever you need a release. Which is also, on the other end, Sagittarius, which is the hips and the thighs. Jupiter is those two plus the liver. That is asking us how we are learning to process and move forward, letting your emotions out. So I'm actually going to share something that I've been sharing with people for a couple months, being more attuned to the psyche and filtering out everything in the psyche. That's the release I've been going through, which has been emotional. The stomach is linked to worries, but I would also go as far to say that it's where your insecurities are, where and how what worries you connects to your insecurities, and where being very vulnerable with yourself is actually moving forward. I know that we've been talking about this a lot, but it is a process for humans, especially the stimulation and the layers of the world in which we live in. So learning to be vulnerable enough to see what transforms through your anger, because anger isn't the definitive emotion. There's something underneath it or that transmutes through it. And then we get up to the chest and the breasts, and that's the tender, the nurturing parts of us. So nurturing your anger looks like nurturing any insecurity that may be stopping you from moving forward, and it gets heavy, it gets dense, and it gets like to be so far, and you go so far into the future that it paralyzes you from moving forward, even in the smallest way. This is what I've been sharing for some time now, and a lot is up in the air. And as someone that's attuned to her psychic nature and her intuition, I know that the future can be multiple different things, especially if a large group of people is seeing it one way or another way. There is strength in numbers. However, your frequency is becoming even more important. Not to be even competitive or comparative, it's just the frequency in which you're doing your life. You could be doing anything, but it's how are you doing it? Are you moving forward? Are you allowing yourself to move forward? And for some people, that's processing emotions that have been within you your entire life. It's seeing what you didn't know. That's the ego of the Sagittarius, like seeing what you didn't know and knowing that it's fine. You're still as strong as you have always been, and now being open and open-hearted in a way where you can trust your life and yourself, where that expands beyond. And so visualizing whenever you are fearful, and I know people talk about visualizing, but why it's important to, if you can, start to train your brain, and this can again be many different things, but to visualize what you would like to see for the future. It can go in so many different ways. Even the people who think they know, and the only way to know what you want to see is to know yourself, is to know that these fears, this anger, whatever that, like the bigger emotion is, you can handle it. You've already handled so much. We've already handled so much in so many ways, in so many layers. Your individuality, your uniqueness, and this full moon, I think, is really illuminating, because the moon illuminates, especially when it's full. It's illuminating to you where the bridge to your shadows, meet your desires, your insecurities, meet your securities, meet the arrow in which you're pointing, your spirit, your fire, and what's weighing you down. And to also honor what's weighed you down. That's Sagittarius coded. Honor it. Honor what's weighed you down. Especially if it's felt and been embarrassing for you. It's important to give acceptance to these parts of you, to honor that your anger is actually guiding you somewhere. It's not just something that happens to you. It's not something that you run into. It's teaching you about yourself.